So what we got going on, I know you wanted to talk about certain things that you kind of seen in the news that was very disturbing, especially with you being a father and things of that nature. So kind of,
you want me to start it off?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, ever since like the killing of George Floyd has kind of like sparked up a lot of things in the black community with the NYPD. I mean, not just the NYPD, but you know, with police in general and how people view police and things of that nature. And I'm like a firm believer, like if you're gonna talk about a certain aspect, like when it comes to our people, if you're gonna talk about a certain aspect, which is police brutality, you also have to address the other aspect, which is black on black crime.
Okay, yeah.
Because
speak up, man. So there's people in the back here. Speak it up. Speak on it.
So basically, like, you know, like Father's Day had just passed, and I was reading an article in Chicago about how like Father's Day weekend there was like 104 shot, and like there was like 15 that were fatally wounded. Some of them died over Father's Day weekend, and none of those deaths came from cops.
No.
It all came.
Where did it come from?
It all came from people the same skin color as me. So
104 in one city over the Father's Day weekend. Just to be clear.
I'm all for. I'm not against Black Lives Matters. Like, I'm all for it, but there needs to be the same attention that George Floyd got, the same recognition that George Floyd got when he died, is the same attention that these people need to get also. The ones that are being gunned down in Chicago, because they're not getting the media coverage that they should be getting.
Yeah.
So to me, it's looking like Black Lives Matter only matters sometimes instead of it mattering all the time.
Yeah.
You know, so like...
And that's real because, like, honestly, the police brutality, it obviously has to be addressed.
Of course.
In between that, because where most of the deaths are coming from are against each other. Exactly. And that needs to be addressed in between, because it's like when there is a police brutality moment, because you know someone brings it up, people don't want to hear that.
You know what's going to happen?
Yeah.
People are not going to take this march serious because you're not addressing all aspects of the matter. You're just coming for cops. Yeah. And there are bad cops.
And not even to say like, the movement of Black Lives Matter is not addressing it, right? Because what we want to clarify is what we see is that there are things that are clearly happening, and then there are things that are not clear. Yeah. Right? So what we don't see is clear. What are we doing as a people to stop the hate on each other, to build each other up, right? So that's what we don't see as clear. I did pull up the blacklivesmatter.com, and it has a segment what we believe. So as part of our due diligence to do some research, I just want to kind of put out what they have on their website, what they're saying, what we believe, and this kind of gives us insight to see, okay, do we stand for it? Is it addressing all the issues we feel like it needs to address? And also,
like some of the black activists that have been speaking out when George Floyd died and when there was a lot of rioting in the beginning, such as, I think her name is Tamika Malroy. I think that's her name. But she spoke out very loud when George Floyd died. She spoke out very loud, you know, and she was actually for the riots. She was for the riots and the burnings of the Targets and all these other, you know, black-owned businesses. She was actually for the rioting. But you see this stuff that's happening in Chicago, and I have not even heard one video from her addressing it. So it's like, are you picking and choosing when to address a black life? Or, because you should be addressing all black lives, not just one.
Yeah. Because, I mean, beyond that, if we really want to address police brutality, we do have to address the fact that we need to stick together. We need to support each other, because then we can protect each other even better. So to be able to protect each other and be able to succeed together, we have to be able to support each other. I
like the unification right now. I'm just saying it needs to be shown all the time. Not just when, like I said in the last episode, not just when a cop kills a black man. It needs to be shown when things of that nature is not happening.
Definitely. So one of the things on their website, if you go to blacklivesmatter.com, it has an about. It lets you know what they stand for, what they believe. It does have a lot. I'm going to just kind of jump around just to kind of give some information to people that don't know. But I encourage you, go to the website, check it out for yourself. Before you have an opinion, let's do our due diligence, let's learn. So it kicks off by saying 4 years ago, what is now known as the Black Lives Matter Global Network began to organize. It started out as a chapter-based member-led organization whose mission was to build local power and intervene when violence was inflicted on black communities by state and vigilantes. In the years since, we've committed to struggling together and to imaging and creating a world free of anti-blackness where every black person has the social, economic, and political power to thrive. It kind of goes into like what happened with Trayvon Martin. I believe some things about George Floyd, and I love to hear these certain things, but even with that, and like I said, there's a lot more. We'll post more in the description so you can check it out. But what I don't see as clear, because I'm loving that, bring it together, going against what it says about vigilantes in the state, and even saying how they've evolved and grown. I love where it says they want to increase black social, economic, and political power to thrive. What I don't see as clear is we can't just protect black communities from the outside. We have to get together, right? Yeah. We have to get on the same page together. We're never going to win if we're just thinking about the outside, if we're not in the house fixing what needs to be done right in the house. Let's fix inside the house, let's go out. Not to say the movement isn't about that, but as far as being clear, that's what I want to see. And as people, let's just stop following, let's all be leaders, let's step up. We know what we got to do, let's step up to the plate.
Comes to laying it down, he ain't got nothing.